Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who finds out his wife has been cheating on him because he lost his job. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. My soon-to-be ex-wife, 26, and I, 29, have been together for 3 years, married for 1.5. We've always gotten along very well and based our relationship on love and mutual respect. Lately, I've been having a rough time. I was laid off from my company a few weeks ago and found myself falling into a pretty deep depression not too long after. I've not been myself, and I know that. I want to get help, but I'm unemployed and healthcare is incredibly expensive. My wife is now carrying out health insurance, and it's not all that great. That said, my mental state has negatively impacted my marriage. We haven't been communicating as well or at all, and there hasn't been any physical intimacy, sexual or otherwise. I spend hours a day job hunting, no luck yet, and then I go to bed. Rinse and repeat. I don't have the energy or mental capacity to do anything else. My wife hasn't exactly been supportive regarding my job loss and emotions surrounding it. She was sympathetic for maybe a week and has since been hounding me to get a job and suck up my emotions, be a man, etc. Overall, she's just been unbearable and adding to my terrible state as opposed to helping me through it as a partner. Anyway, I recently found out my wife has betrayed me, further impacting my rapidly declining mental state. She has been spending less and less time at home, so I thought she had been working some overtime. I asked her about it the other day when she finally came home. It was well after dinner. She was very blunt and honest with me. That almost made what I heard next hurt even more. She very casually told me that she had not been at work, but instead on a date. I was very confused. I was at home, so who was she on this date with? She then told me she met up with the guy she dated before we met. I was under the impression that this relationship was a very short-lived college fling. I now find out he was actually her first love. She had apparently been missing him and decided to hit him up when I wasn't man enough to satisfy her needs. I asked how long this has been going on and what possessed her to hurt me so intensely. She wasn't fazed by this conversation at all. She simply states she has needs and I wasn't doing my duty as a husband. I was heartbroken and emotional. I asked how she could do this to me. She berated me and told me how easy it was for her because I was too weak and neglected her needs. The conversation turned into a heated shouting match very quickly. I kicked her out of the house with nothing but the clothes on her back. I didn't give her time to pack a bag, and she will not be taking her car. I paid for both of our vehicles. Both are in my name. Mark can provide for her now since I'm not good enough apparently. I will be keeping the house and our pets as well because everything was 100% mine prior to meeting her. I've already filed for divorce and she will be served papers soon. I'm heartbroken but ready to move forward with my life, find a new job, and escape my STBX's toxicity. Update. It's been a few months since my last post. I was able to find a new job in my field, my animals and I are doing well, and my mental health has greatly improved. I've been spending a lot of time with a mutual friend. She was initially my STBX's best friend, but we've bonded a lot over the years and she has helped me greatly. I'm honestly developing feelings for her. We have hooked up once recently, initially out of spite and anger, almost to stab my ex in the back the way she did to me. However, our feelings have developed and this is turning into something real. I'm excited to see what the future holds. OP, I'm glad you found out who your ex-wife is and how much she values your marriage before you two had kids. It's obvious that she had little love for you and she only married you because she knows you can provide financially and take care of her. This shows how she treated you after you lost your job and how she quickly threw her vows away and searched for someone else she thought was better. You deserve better than that kind of partner. I hope the new lady turns out to be a better partner. Good luck, OP. Story 2. I, 27 male, came home from work on my wife's birthday with a bunch of flowers, a gift, and a card for my wife, 26. I went to get ready for our dinner reservations, and as I came out of the shower, I saw my wife sobbing her eyes out. She's read the message I've written in the card and says that she's really sorry and just begs me to forgive her. At this point, I'm just trying to comfort her, telling her everything will be okay and that she needs to talk to me. After she calmed down a little, she told me that she cheated on me the week before at a work event. I, completely shattered and heartbroken, left and spent the night at my friend's house. Needless to say, I didn't sleep a blink, nor did she by the amount of messages and calls I received. I decided to go home and talk to her the following night. She told me exactly what happened, how sorry she is, and how she doesn't want it to be the end for us. I also didn't want to end the relationship. I love this woman more than life itself. She's my world. We had a long talk. I told her how I also don't want to end our relationship, but I'm hurting and I won't be able to be normal around her until I finally move on from what happened. She said she understands and is willing to do anything to save our relationship. The past week has been tough. She's tried to be a loving, caring wife, but I've put her down unintentionally, and I know it's upsetting her. She will make my favorite meals, but I just don't have the stomach to eat. She's been trying to hug and kiss me, but I just turn away. She's been trying to make small talk, but I just can't reciprocate. This really hit high tonight when I came home from the gym and she had dinner ready. I told her I wasn't hungry and went to go shower. Whilst I was coming down the stairs to get my laptop, I saw her through the doorway crying. As soon as she heard me approaching, she quickly wiped off her tears. I asked her if she's okay. She just smiled and said she's fine. I'm sitting in bed right now feeling like absolute shit. I know she's hurting from me being like this, but I just can't stop thinking of what she did. Edit. Just a few things to give more detail. My wife and I have been married for 6 years, together for 3. We were both virgins when we met. She says that it was a drunken mistake and that she was overcome by lust and curiosity, which she regrets acting upon. She quit her job and cut all contact with the person. OP, you don't move past something like this by ignoring it and playing house. Your wife needs to know this too. First, it might be good to get out of the house and away from her for a bit, even just for a long weekend. You should have the chance to clear your head and sort out how you feel about things without her moping around too. After that, rebuilding trust is a process that doesn't happen overnight. You need to trust her that it won't happen again, and obviously you can't right now. Couples therapy and individual counseling are a must. Now for some comments. I humbly suggest you go be by yourself or with family friends for a while, 2 weeks per month, and take some therapy, until you can come to terms with your current situation. I don't think you can just play house, pretending you can actually get back to normal. As for your wife, she needs counseling too, and perhaps you explain you need time alone, and she needs patience with you. If she really is sorry, she'll wait while you try to heal. To be honest, I would reconsider staying with her. If she cheated on you at your best, what makes you think that she'll wait for you to recover while you are at your worst? She's already upset after a week. If you really want to stay, maybe go to marriage counseling, but be aware of the Esther Perel kind of therapists that will try to put the blame on you. You're not at fault, and your wife has to put in at least 90% of the work here. I don't think you are an ass here. This is not something easy to overcome. And her trying to love bomb you is not going to make you forget the huge break in trust that was her fault. Honestly, you should spend some time apart. If you have the opportunity to live with someone else for a while, do that. Or ask her if she could move out temporarily. Living together is not the best idea. Then you should evaluate if this is something you can truly get over. Put your feelings aside for a moment. In 5 years, if you had a child, what would your thoughts be? Would a part of you suspect the child not being yours? Can you imagine trusting her 100%? All in all, you guys need space and therapy together. And you need to figure out if you can forgive her truly. Story 3. Today, I've been married for 7 years. 2 days before Thanksgiving, I found out my wife had cheated on me twice while she was out of town in late October. All summer, she was carrying on an emotional affair with the man that turned physical on her trip. I had confronted her about the odd behavior earlier in the summer, but she reiterated multiple times that she saw him as a brother and nothing more. We have a toddler, and if we didn't have a child, I don't think I'd be trying to stay together. I don't want my kid to be raised in a broken home and have the drama that follows. We're trying to work through it. I discovered the affair because I was suspicious of the last few days of my wife's trip out of town and found some deleted messages on her phone where she was breaking off the affair and telling the other man how much she loved me and she needs to give her marriage all she has. The message also indicated she did not regret or feel bad about the sex. I confronted her and she denied it until I showed her I found the deleted message on her phone. She has been very repentant since she was caught. She cries randomly, begging for me to not leave her without provocation. I'm breaking down every day since finding out about the affair. I'm feeling what many of you have felt after going through this. I'm mourning, I'm distrustful, and I do not feel good enough. The thing breaking me mentally right now is the guy she cheated with was apparently well endowed, and I'm average on a good day. I never thought the sex was bad, but now I just can't get the thoughts out of my head of her with him, and now when I even think of being intimate with her again, I just worry she won't even feel me now. She made a point to tell me she didn't orgasm with him the 2 times she did it. I never seemed to have a problem with her, but now I don't know. Edit. I appreciate all the comments and feedback, especially the DMs of support. This has been a tough time. I don't go on Reddit often, so it wasn't really my first thought to look here. Now for some comments. The size dilemma. I hear you, brother. With trust and intimacy, size matters not. Social construct worsened by pop culture and porn. Average gets the job done, period. Your size is 0% the issue here. Her affair is. I suspected my ex-wife was cheating because the sex stopped feeling good. Turns out my body and heart knew the trust was gone before I found evidence like your discovery. Do what you have to for your children. But reconciliation is a mountain I saw better to make rubble than drag her up and over. Sorry you're here. You're not alone. Cheater's Handbook. He's just a friend. I see him like a brother. Remorseful, but says things like leaving her over this isn't provocation, reason enough because she'll stop. And my all-time favorite line of horseshit, but I didn't orgasm. Leave. Do not stay for the kid, and I'll tell you why. You will never trust this woman again. You'll become bitter at best and grow indifferent towards her at worst. That kid will see that and grow to accept it as normal. It will be non-stop tension, distrust, dislike, uncaring for you and her that your kid will see, feel 24/7. It will affect your kid. And aside from what you wrote and didn't write in your post, I'll put money on Vegas odds that she will not stop. My cheating ex would have taken everything to the grave. She admitted 100% to the things for which I presented evidence, and she admitted 0% of the things for which I did not present evidence. The only time she admitted something for which I had not yet presented the evidence to her, she did so accidentally because she thought I already knew. What she admitted to was worse than what I had interpreted the undisclosed evidence to mean, and that let me know I could never ever trust her again. Looking back, I wish I had never shown her any evidence that I had. I wish I had simply let her lies be lies and left her lying, cheating ass right there. Definitely would have shortened the amount of time my toddler had to live in a broken home.